This video is sponsored by Surfshark VPN.
Ha ha ha. OMG, why am I so bad at this? Ha ha ha. Finish this level is easy, right? Ha ha ha. I can't keep falling. Ha ha ha. Oh jeez.
What the fuck? Okay, no, this is actually kind of creepy. I think it's the face that the mouth does not line up with what she's saying that gives it that uncanny feeling. So this game is called Skyroller. At first glance, this looks like your typical bad runner game, but after playing it, let me assure you, this is one of the better bad typical mobile games. The fact of the matter is, this game is only getting literally any amount of praise because the bar for runner games is so low. But what makes this game shine is the fact that this game actually requires a little bit of skill, a little bit of razzle dazzle, if you will. You have to make sure you actually stay on the path once the paths get thinner. Sometimes the floor moves around and you gotta move your thumb accordingly. And yeah, you know what? That's enough to set it apart from the rest. I know what I'm talking about. Trust me. I'm actually so goddamn done with runner games. You know what? I'm gonna make it official. I, Sir Keelvin, will no longer review another runner game on this channel because they're just all the same. Like, what do you want me to talk about? This is off to a great start. So, are mobile game ads getting worse? No, they've always been this bad. Plus, I got most of today's off Twitter, so who knows how long they've been around for. Alright, you know the deal. We're looking at bad mobile gaming ads and then we're playing them. But this one's going to be a little special. Today, I am going to cancel Danny Gonzalez. Yes, that Danny G. This isn't something I want to do, but it has to be done. He made the first move and I'm just defending myself. So stay tuned for that cancellation, it'll be a lot of fun. And before I get canceled, I want to address the controversy that's been surrounding me. In my last 4 videos, I've been talking about how I've been keeping this guy in a hamster ball until I reach 150,000 subscribers. And I've been receiving a lot of backlash. People are mad because I keep calling him Marshmallow. People are saying that this is Melody from Hello Kitty. So please allow me to set the record straight. This is Marshmallow, not Melody. They may look identical to you, but I can assure you that they're very different people. Or whatever the creature is. I don't know. Honestly, their differences are as clear as day. I don't know what the fuck you people are on. Anyway, none of this changes the fact that we're still 35,000 subscribers away from setting this guy free.
彼は私を殺します。助けてください。
Anyway, here's an ad for Jesus Game featuring Bob Barker.
Think you know the Bible?
Let's find out. In the blank, God created the heavens and earth. In the beginning! God damn it. I hate... Wait, what was that, Bob?
No.
What a great voice line. I love it. Okay, so they're just gonna keep getting the answers wrong on purpose. I just hate that trope so much, but that's everywhere. So if you don't know, Bob Barker is the host of a game show called The Price is Right. And I guess the show's fallen off since he's been reduced to this. Not that it's an official game or anything, but maybe it should be. Jesus Game could be a hit, that's all I'm saying. So I don't know if this game is even real. I couldn't find it on the App Store or anywhere online. It only exists in this one video as far as I'm concerned. What a pity, this game had me this close to becoming religious. Anyway, did someone say Monster Hitler?
Help!
Before we talk about that friendly fellow, I need to tell you about today's sponsor, Surfshark VPN. And don't worry, I'll still be canceling Danny G later in this video, just please be patient with me. With the VPN, you can change your virtual location to almost anywhere around the globe. Doing this can get you access to shows on streaming services that aren't typically streaming in your location. For example, did you know that Rick and Morty is streaming on Netflix in 32 different countries, but not the United States? That's kind of depressing. With Surfshark, you can virtually zip on over to any of those countries and start watching, along with many different shows. They have over 3,000 servers in 100 different countries to choose from. Surfshark VPN also keeps your online identity safe by encrypting all of the information sent between your device and the internet. This keeps your personal data protected from big companies or cyber criminals. So aka, if me and Danny are both on the same public Wi-Fi but I have Surfshark VPN, he will not be able to dox me in retaliation for what I'm about to do to him later in this video. Not to mention Surfshark blocks ads, trackers, and malware. Surfshark offers a 30-day money-back guarantee, so there's no risk in trying it out. Click the link at the top of my description and make sure to use code Keelvin for 83% off and 3 extra months for free. Now, let's get back to get back to him. I think my favorite part about this ad is how it's clearly meant to be interactive, but whoever recorded this just didn't participate. And maybe it's just me, but I picture the sniper looking down like, ha ha ha, it's all going according to plan. The mutant Hitlers will take over in no time. This game is Helicopter Escape 3D. Now let's play it and see if I can find this mustached fellow. So this game is a slow-paced rail shooter. Here you're just shooting the burglars or zombies chasing the random girl. And if they catch her, that means you're very bad at video games, but also you lose. There's a few mechanics to kill them in creative ways, but there isn't very much evolution of gameplay. As you run, the enemies come out in waves, but for literally every single wave, you'll be fine if you just kill the first few out in front. The rest will never catch up. There's a bunch of different guns with minor differences, Batman and Boba Fett ripoff skins, and don't even get me started on the more slower paced and way more boring version of level they throw at you. Wow. The fuck? And don't even get me started on the more boring and slower paced levels that they throw at you every now and then. Like, I guess this is an attempt to shake things up, but you spend more time waiting for the camera to move around so you can actually shoot people than shooting people. Also, you can skip some cutscenes by tapping on the screen, but tapping on the screen during a cutscene also fires your gun once the game starts. So yes, you can accidentally shoot the girl that you're supposed to save. This is in fact the only way I've ever lost a level. Okay, now shooting the enemies in succession can be very satisfying, I'll give the game that. But I'll never forgive them for not having Kaiju Hitler. Yeah, that's right, he's not even in the game. Who saw that coming? Not me. A mobile game had lied to us? Oh, fuck. However, there are at least boss fights. The only one I bothered to play was against Godzilla. It was so thrilling. I just mindlessly tapped the screen until it died. And no, that's not a joke. I wanted to see if I could beat the boss with my eyes closed, and I could. So yeah, that game's phenomenal. The next ad has copywritten music, so I had to mute it, but I'll give you a commentary. And I'll try to add the sound effects in post. Alright, this will go kind of fast and I have not prepared, so brace yourselves. Alright, we got this. This is self-explanatory, right? Okay, there's a nice shitting sound effect there. And of course they're bullying the poor Steve, because he's a minority. They're actually all minorities there. They push the train over. Oh shit, it's Choo Choo Charles. There's also a yeet sound effect that will not go unnoticed. And now he's the leader of the train, I guess. And I got no words. It's just diabolical laughing. That's an ad for a video game. Oh shit, I almost just tripped over my chair. Yeah, I don't know what the animation was. So this game is called Craft Monsters Hide and Seek. Apparently it's only on Google Play, unlike Angry Birds. But the funny thing is, when I first looked up this game on my iPhone, I was of course met with no results. So my plan was to find a game with a similar title and play it just for fun. That led me to Evil Monster Hide and Seek Story. Same exact energy. So this new game is actually very similar to the game that the ad's for, but this one is way worse. So what I'm trying to say is, it's a fitting substitute. In this game, you get to choose whether or not you play as the monster or the human for each level. Except for the first couple levels, I had to play as a monster for the first one, and here's my gameplay. Yeah, I'm not really sure what happened either. Next level, you have to play as the human and escape the monster. However, the monster just kind of follows whatever path you take. So I really don't know how you're even supposed to die. You have to actively turn around and run into him all on your own. Anyway, in the next level, you can choose if you want to play as monster or human. However, they have retconned any differences between the two. I picked the human and am now hunting down monsters as if I was playing a monster. I don't know if there's even a difference in their roles anymore. Alright, take it away, real life Peter Griffin.
How's it going there, real life? You know who I am. Look, I just summoned a griffin in Summoner's War Chronicles. Want to see me summon a talking dog next?
So yeah, this mobile gaming company went onto Cameo, as you can tell by the watermark, and there they paid money for the real life Peter Griffin to promote their game. Genius.
Fight alongside your monsters in a new open world action RPG. Kind of like how I'm always fighting a giant chicken in the real world.
I have no words for the ad itself. It's just a work of art as far as I'm concerned.
Download now on mobile or Steam and summon your best. Ah, jeez. I just got Meg.
Also, fun fact, this is the one game that I found out in the wild for this video. And it's the only reason that I'm even making another mobile gaming video. That's just kind of how I decide whether or not I'm gonna make another one of these. I have to see an ad that inspires me, and this spoke to me, I guess. I don't know, man. Anyway, let's get to the game itself, Summoner War Chronicles. The game starts with a fully animated intro, followed by a fully animated cutscene, followed by a fully animated cutscene, and oh my god, there are so many cutscenes. So yes, I was able to make my own character. I named him after the Prophet Bob Barker himself. And in between cutscenes, I was playing the game, you know, doing tutorials and whatnot. But oh my god, are there a lot of cutscenes. And the thing with these cutscenes specifically is that there are so many characters doing so many different things while changing locations so many times, I literally cannot keep up. As soon as I was done my play session, I just sat there and attempted to figure out one goddamn thing that happened in any of those cutscenes, and I just couldn't. Meanwhile, I realized I also retained none of the tutorial. Like, I'm pretty sure I was taught what all of these buttons do, but I immediately forgot. I feel like I just watched a video from a bad knockoff Mr. Beast. I was shown so many cool and flashy things in such a short amount of time, but none of it stuck with me. I know I may not have given this game the chance that it truly deserves, but I didn't expect it to be as intense as it was. Peter didn't prepare me for that. He just made like a Meg joke. And that's all I remember right now from the ad even.
Ah, jeez. I just got Meg.
Also, if you couldn't tell by the word Summoner in its title, this game is a gacha game. Now let me tell you one thing about gacha games. I have literally never enjoyed a gacha game. I just think they're kind of manipulative, and I've never had a gacha game's, you know, actual gameplay make any of the gacha elements worth it. So I'm sorry, Peter. Sorry, Brian. I'm sorry, Stewie. That was not in the script. I can't play this any longer. Anyway, it's time to cancel Danny Gonzalez. So if you don't know, Danny Gonzalez is a commentary YouTuber with over 6 million subscribers. But not after I'm done with him. So 8 months ago, this actual disgusting monster of a human being uploaded a video called Trying to Find the Worst iPhone Game. That's my thing! I was literally the only person on YouTube who reviewed bad mobile games. Just don't look it up, trust me. Why would I lie to you? But now Danny has stolen my series and made it into a series of his own with 3 parts. Now any commenter would know that my 13-part series is superior, but somehow all of his videos have gotten millions of views and mine haven't? This makes no goddamn sense to me. Is it the hair? Be honest, would more people watch my videos if I wasn't bald? Should I buy a toupee? If this video gets 10,000 likes, then I'll buy a toupee. By the way, Danny has also played some of the same games as me, like he's not even trying to hide his thievery.
I think it's kind of funny that this series where I try to find the worst iPhone game has become one of my favorite types of videos to make because I am not a gamer.
Is this a game to you? You're affecting real people's lives here. Okay, this is a side note, but the both of us also made videos on Roblox's Walmart Land, and in his video, there was one specific joke that he made that was literally the premise for my entire video.
Kids that grow up going to Walmart Land and Roblox are gonna be so disappointed the first time they actually go to a Walmart.
But once I got to Walmart, there was a problem. This looks way different in here. It looked so cool on Roblox. It just did. So clearly he watched that video of mine as well and then stole that joke from me and got millions of more views on it than me? What's up with that, Susan? Wait, no. What's up with that, Neil? Gotta get used to that one. That's a weird one. You know, now that I think about it, I'm not sure why in his Walmart video he didn't include a shirtless grown man in a bathtub eating sponges like I did. I do not know what we were on while filming that video. Pardon me, I've gone off topic. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do to retaliate against Danny G. Nothing. So, I kind of messed up myself. So my original plan was to review every single mobile game that he has reviewed in like a rapid fire pace, just to make sure that you have no reason to ever leave my channel. I even downloaded every single game that I hadn't previously reviewed, except I messed up on one. That being the very first one. Danny played a game called Bad Granny, and I accidentally played one just called Granny. It was directly under Bad Granny on the App Store, so I think I genuinely just hit the wrong button. And no, I didn't even realize this, I thought I had the right game. So from there, I decided to play over 2 hours of the wrong game. And by the end of it, I had so much to say on the game. My experience was a roller coaster of emotion. I went from scared to happy to confused to downright rage. So from there, my plan switched from playing every single game that Danny had played to just some kind of trauma dump about this new game. I then wrote my review on the Granny game, and right after I went to watch Danny's video to see what he said on the Granny game. And that's when I found out I messed up. I then looked at my 2.5-page review of Granny and let out the biggest fucking sigh you have ever heard. So from there, it was either I go with my Granny review and just ditch the Danny Gonzalez clickbait, or play and review 13 mobile games that I know I'm gonna hate. So this is Granny. Honestly, the main reason I chose to go down this path is that I have a lot to say about Granny. A lot happened. I'm a changed man. Look at how wide my face is now. It used to be way more narrow, until Granny struck. Basically, this game is a horror escape room, and I will say I enjoyed this game quite a bit. But it was pure pain to start. The goal is to escape this house, so what that means is you have to gather objects and solve puzzles in order to unlock the excessive amount of locks on the door to eventually escape. This game has all of the escape room tropes: buttons revealing hidden rooms, secret paths, creative puzzles, and this guy. Hey. However, there's one blatant problem that makes this game completely unplayable as far as I'm concerned. The Granny. Yes, the character that the game is named after ruins the game for me completely. Imagine saying that about any other game like Mario. Yeah, I really liked Odyssey, but I could have done without Mario completely. He really bogged down the game. Granny is the one hunting you down and trying to make sure you don't escape, and all she needs to do to stop you is touch you. There are some ways to hide, but the controls are way too clunky to make that easy. As the game goes on, there are weapons and traps you can use to defend yourself, but I never got that far with Granny. That came out way wrong, but we're leaving that in. So as far as I'm concerned, Granny is OP, making this game just ridiculous and not very fun. Please nerf Granny or make game less clunky, thank you very much. However, if you do die, you can try and escape the next game for a total of 5 days, or 6 days if you complete this puzzle. This initially gave me a lot of hope that I could eventually overcome the Granny and beat the game. However, if Granny kills you while you're holding an item, that item is now gone. Your character drops the item, but the item can no longer be found where you dropped it, nor where it originally spawned. This means that every death while holding an object potentially makes this game just unwinnable. Also, I'm not even gonna lie, the Granny scared me silly. I'm not always a coward when it comes to horror games, so I don't know why Granny just struck a chord with me, but it worked. So because of all of that, I was relieved when I found out that there was a mode that removed Granny from the game entirely. Now this is where things get good. So you can still die without Granny, however it is much more rare. And thanks to that glitch where you lose an item every time you die while holding it, the first thing I did was explore, grab every item I came across, and just dropped it into one big pile. Also, you can only carry one item at a time. So I feel like the pile strategy would have become inevitable eventually. As you can imagine, this was very tedious, but soon enough I had this giant ass pile that I could refer to every single time I got stuck. Now let's get into the meat and potatoes of what happened while I was playing. So to start, I was walking around, you know, doing things, putting teddy bears in cribs, burning corpses, you know, the usual. I made a ton of progress, but after an hour and a half, I got stuck. And honestly, it was my fault I got stuck. Looking back, I probably should have put the spider key into the spider door, but I just didn't do that for some reason. Wait, what's a spider door? I'm sure there's nothing crazy down there, and I'm sure I won't come back later in this video. Anyway, I stopped playing for a bit, but later that day, I closed out of the app completely. And that ruined me for a moment because this game doesn't have a save feature. I was honestly pretty mad, so I gave it a day and then tried again. Upon my second playthrough, the first thing I noticed is that not everything is the same every time you play. Objects are hidden in new locations, which I think is very fun. Since I now knew the layout of the house, I was steamrolling this game. And thanks to the random placements of objects, I was getting into locations I was never able to in my original hour and a half of playing. For example, one of the first things I did in this new playthrough was get into this room that required gears to solve a puzzle. Meanwhile, in my last playthrough, I found all the gears right away, but had no idea where it went. It was actually kind of pissing me off. But yeah, the replay value in this game is definitely there. For this playthrough, I was still doing the item pile method because what else are you gonna do? And this is where that method started to drain me. In this run, I just so happened to find a lot of items very early on that just so happened needed to be brought down to the lowest level of the basement. So 5 minutes of my time was literally spent just going up and down, bringing one item at a time to the respective puzzles. It was awful. Anyway, I soon found one of the gears I needed, but I decided to drop it in the pile and complete some other tasks. Soon after, I wanted to move the gear to its spot, but it wasn't where I left it and I could not find it anywhere. So from there, I stopped my recording and scrubbed through my footage to try to find where I left it. Here you can see I clearly dropped it next to the wire cutters. I then walk by it a couple times, it's still there. I do some tasks, walk by it again, and it's just gone. It's gone like my will to live. Where'd it go? I don't know. Cotton Eye Joe. So at this point, I have no idea if I can even complete this game, but I persevere. To quote my hero, Avril Lavigne, what the hell? From there, I grind the game out and try to enjoy my time despite the lack of gears. I managed to get every single lock off the main door aside from one. All I need to leave now is the master key. And this is when I finally corrected a mistake I made in the past. I used the spider key on the spider door. Yes, thank you everybody, I finally leveled up my intelligence stat. It only took me 2 hours. Now you won't believe what's in the spider door. Spiders. So yeah, this guy actually scared the crap out of me. Aside from Granny, there's been no other similar enemies to her. In fact, I was getting pretty relaxed while playing this game. I even forgot it was horror themed. So to say it caught me off guard would be an understatement. So in this spider door, there's also a giant maze. This maze is full of shortcuts, a lot of dead ends, but most importantly, this room. This room has a giant door with some locks that you need to unlock, along with a panel you need to unscrew off to the side. So I then leave to get a stick for one of the locks, and then the spider kills me while I'm holding it. Now, if you remember at the start of the game, this means I lose the item. I'm almost an hour into this run. I am so close to completing the game, and then all of a sudden, oh, the stick is right there. But in my last playthrough, the key definitely disappeared upon getting hit by Granny, along with the gears in this playthrough. So I guess things just disappear at random. Speaking of random, I also lost the chain cutters that I need to open this big door somewhere along the way. I searched the entire house for these chain cutters, and as far as I can tell, they're also just gone. So this means I'll probably never open this giant ass door that probably has the master key in it. So at this point, I'm feeling pretty defeated. I decided to unscrew the panel off to the side before I give up, because what the hell? So I meander on over to my pile, grab the screwdriver, meander on back, I unscrew the panels, and oh my god, there it is, it's the master key. I don't know why it was just behind this random panel and not behind this giant cool looking door, but whatever. At this moment, I am racing back to the main door while trying to avoid the spider. My brain is screaming like an obnoxious Minecraft YouTuber, I just want it out. And I am terrified that if I die, I will just lose the master key. So I got out, got a smiley face. The game recommends that I try again when Granny is home, but no! Fuck that! I am never playing this game again, but it was kind of fun though. I almost cut out that entire story of how I found that Granny game via Danny Gonzalez, but I thought it was a funny story, so I hope you enjoyed the inclusion. And by the way, I actually really enjoy his bad iPhone game series. As someone who has played probably literally every single type of bad mobile game at this point, I find it very interesting to see this filthy casuals experience. And no, I don't plan to play any of the games I downloaded from Danny Gonzalez's videos. I've already ruined the clickbait potential for my audience in this very video. Not sure how well it would have worked anyway. Anyway, remember I will get a toupee at 10,000 likes. Subscribe to Free Marshmallow, or don't. It's really your choice. You can leave him in the hamster ball if you want. Anyway, that's all I got. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you all have a fantastic Tuesday. Oh, and by the way, remember to click the link at the top of my description, and be sure to use my promo code Keelvin to get 83% off and 3 months free.